This is the 4th largest island country in the world. I visited here expecting to see some of the rarest wildlife that can't be found anywhere else in the world. Beautiful beaches and the famous baobab tree, but instead I saw a harsh reality and travel restrictions that changed the direction of this video.
Madagascar is considered as the poorest country in the world.
I'm known to showcase luxury destinations and tourism in Africa, but I couldn't turn a deaf ear to the reality I faced in this country. Over 70% of the entire population earn less than $2 per day doing hard labor. Its GDP per capita is lower than countries that have recently gone through hyperinflation like Zimbabwe and even the war-torn Somalia and Yemen, with some of the highest levels of wealth inequality I have seen. From this drone shot, you can clearly tell the rich and poor side, separated by a tiny fence. And as I traveled through the country, I noticed is a common thing here. This is an unfiltered story of the people living in this country. At the end of this video, you would understand why this is the poorest island country in the world. You would see how the locals struggle to make ends meet and experience why tourism, which was once a flourishing sector, is collapsing. And yes, I found King Julian.
I like to move it. Yeah, I like to move it.
Welcome to Madagascar.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, in preparation for landing.
As a country considered to be poor, I saw a private jet at the airport and wondered who owns it. After asking around, I was informed it belongs to Madagascar's wealthiest man, Yalas Akborali, worth north of $700 million US. Visiting this country, I knew communication would be a challenge as English is not spoken here. They speak Malagasy and French, but I was lucky to find a friendly local guide who understands a bit of English.
Hey Steven, welcome to Madagascar.
Thank you, man.
Oh, man. Hello guys, my name is Dolly and I'm here from Madagascar, Antananarivo.
Surprisingly, he learned English from watching YouTube videos. Official currency is Ariari, but euros is widely accepted. All of this is $150 US I converted. It seems like a lot of money to fit in my wallet, I know. 1 USD is between 4,400 to 4,800 Ariari. All I saw at the airport was pictures of baobab trees.
All they're selling me is baobab, all through baobab.
Madagascar is known for these trees. They look very cute, but sadly I couldn't visit, and you would find out why much later in this video.
What's your name?
Ryan.
Where are you from here in Madagascar?
I'm from Antananarivo.
Antananarivo.
Antananarivo,
Yeah. Is it safe in Tana? Safe?
No, Tana is not safe.
Not safe?
Yes.
But you're going to ensure my safety. You're going to ensure I'm safe, since I'm in your car.
Okay Steven, so welcome to Madagascar.
Thank you, man.
We are happy to see you.
I'm happy to see you as well.
Most of the name of the city are very long, very hard to pronounce. So for example, about Antananarivo, it is made up of 2 words, Antanana and Arivo. Antanana means village or city, and Arivo means the figure 1,000. So if we combine it together, it means the city of thousands. This is the only skyscraper that we have here in Madagascar.
Which one?
In Antananarivo.
This
just
one?
In front of us.
Alright. How tall is it?
More than 30.
30 floors.
Yeah.
Nice.
The first thing I noticed, there are lots of beggars, which exist in major African cities and even my country. But the ones here seem to be a bit persistent, running and chasing after me for several kilometers, even aggressively knocking on the car window. Coming out of the airport, I was really hungry and stopped by KFC.
There are only 2 KFC in the whole city.
In the whole country.
The whole country?
Yes.
Here in the island, KFC is seen as luxury and an expensive restaurant. You can tell why it's empty because people can't afford it.
Are you excited about the KFC?
Of course, I'm hungry.
So what we're eating now is luxury meal.
Yeah, I would say that. For a lunch, it's kind of a little bit expensive. When you go to KFC, it's like a trend, like people
When you
love
take
taking pictures.
Because you're in KFC.
Making stories, like an opportunity. Because before, we've never had it in the country.
KFC is seen like luxury. Like if you go to eat at KFC,
Exactly.
it's luxury. If you're wondering why I'm holding the camera this way, it's because we're trying to shoot and the security came out like we can't shoot here.
The city of Tana has only 1 3-star hotel, which is the Radisson Blu. But because I wanted to interact with the locals and get the locals experience, I paid for an apartment and later found out it is one of the most expensive apartments in the entire country.
Most times when I go to some other cities, you go to Airbnb, you try to get the cheapest. But here I was trying to get the most expensive apartment.
For $50 a night, it is pretty cheap, right? It is a 2-bedroom penthouse sitting high up in the hills surrounded with extreme level of poverty.
We do get views views. So let me show you guys the views that I'm getting out of this. It's not a very great view, to be very honest. It's what it looks like, but it's very interesting actually. The city of Antananarivo is sitting on top of a hill, like just like Kigali. If you're going to compare this to any apartment in the world, you'd be paying like some good $250-300 a day for it, but here it's like super cheap. The views ain't so good. The night is just beautiful. It lights up the whole area. What my guide was actually telling me, so there's the hill and the valley. So people that stay on the hill are the richer people, because then you get to get views. So the people without so much money here will stay on the valleys.
I'm wondering how much a penthouse like this would cost so I can buy it.
I'm gonna call the owner of the apartment right now.
Hi, Steven.
Hello. Somebody was to buy this apartment. How much is it for a unit like this here in this side of Antananarivo?
I think 2,000.
200,000. Okay. So, but this your unit right now. Do you? Is it yours? Do you want to sell it or?
It's my mom's apartment, so I can ask her
Okay.
if she's interested to
sell.
To sell it.
Oh, okay.
$200,000 for a penthouse isn't bad at all. But to be honest, if I place a bid for $150,000, I think she would take it. I was eager to engage with the local people to understand how life here is for them. Just outside of my apartment, I saw this lady washing lots of clothes with her hands, and I was very curious.
This is a place, a public place.
People close by bring clothes for her to wash.
Exactly.
And she charges them money to do it. How much does she charge, and how does it work?
200 ariary per club. For the day she can make, when the price is really good, it's 10,000. Reason why she choose this place, because you see this building? This is a public a sink, a pipe to get the water.
Oh, okay, there's a pipe here.
There is a pipe here, and that's the reason why you see a lot of gallons of yellow gallons here. In the Malagasy home, the majority of people, they don't have a pipe or a sink inside the house. Most homes, they go to the public areas like this to collect water.
She insisted I should visit her home to meet her family.
Salama.
So he's saying like, please guys, make yourself comfortable.
Is this your husband? How long have they been married for?
8 years.
8 years.
Yes, sir.
Oh. So what work do you do?
The job of the woman is to do the laundry.
Yeah.
And the job of the man is carrying the water.
And this is their house.
Exactly.
So this is like the living room. This is like the living room and the bedroom.
Okay.
So where do the kids sleep?
So they sleep all together there.
How many kids? They got 3 kids. It's impossible all of them can sleep here. It's too small for them. So what is that, your kitchen?
They are breeding chicken.
But that's a cooking gas. Can you ask them if the government of Madagascar is able to help their situation?
They said they've never had any support. They are just doing their best to survive. Life is very tough, and it shows the evidence, like their life, the life what happens here.
Yeah.
It's hard.
How many % of people in Madagascar live like that?
I would say like between 6 to 80%, the majority, but there is some people even like worse than that.
Just outside, I noticed this guy carrying something heavy on his head.
So ask him what work is he doing right now carrying this thing?
He's a garbage man, so he's collecting all the trash from the house surrounding here and then put it to the
big
trash
trash.
bin. Yeah.
So how much do they pay him to do a job like this?
It costs him 2,000.
2,000. How much in USD?
It's like maybe $50. He's explaining that thanks guys for this interview because it shows him what our life is.
We're just driving past somewhere and the kids, they're having their shower in. This is not even a river. It looks like a gutter, and the kids are having their shower here, which can be very dangerous for them.
This is the only available water that they can have to shower. It's free and it's many, so it's abundant, so it's good for them.
On the flip side, there are some wealthy people that live in luxury. Madagascar has one of the highest levels of wealth inequality in the world. While a small elite enjoys luxury, the vast majority live in extreme poverty. Here in Tana, you can visibly see the income disparity. The rich live close to the poor, and from this drone shot, you can tell the rich side and the poor side. I told my guide to take me to the richest neighborhood, and he brought me here.
I would say like it is the Beverly Hills of Madagascar. This is one of the first choice for the rich people to live first because of the quietness of the place, so it is well organized. The CEOs, the foreigners, the businessman, the business owner live actually.
I mean, you can tell by the kind of cars, like the kind of cars we see here is different. In as much as it's considered one of the poorest islands in the world, you still get to find people living like kings here.
The price of the home ranges up to billion Ariari.
Yeah.
And the rent is between like 5 to 15 million per month.
So who can afford that kind of money?
You must be like working for the big international NGOs.
Just a few inches away, you would find slums with no running water, electricity, and bad sanitation, housing thousands of struggling families. The materials gotten to build most of these mansions are gotten from guys like this.
So now they're taking the sands to load it on the car, on a truck. They're using the sands in order for construction. It's a food they sell to get here.
All of those big villas we see, this is where they buy sand from.
Exactly.
How much do they get paid for it, one person?
10,000 Ariari per trip. Oh man, it's really hard. It's really sad to see people like they're working really hard, but they're paid so small. It happens in Madagascar, but it happens everywhere in the world.
Can you ask them if they really love this job they are doing?
So they're saying the job, it's not that they really love it, but they don't have a choice. This is really like the only way they can make a living to get paid, so they have to do it.
So all the sand would go in there. They're going to bring the sand and put it here, and then they will package the sand into this little bags on there, put in the truck, and then the truck takes it to the construction site.
This is so common here on the island, people crushing stones to make gravels for construction.
There are quite a number of people like just sitting on the road and just cracking up some stone. So they are turning these huge rocks into like gravel stones. So what is happening is they're going to turn these chunks of stones into like gravels, and I want to guess it's for construction. How much does she get paid to do this kind of work?
The way it works is like she's just working on it, and after, if there's someone interested to buy, then she's going to sell it to them. So she's not paid now to do the job. She's doing it by herself.
They buy the big rock from the people bringing it here.
Correct.
And then they just go ahead to break it into tiny gravels.
Exactly.
And then they wait for a buyer.
Exactly.
So all those heaps of gravels on there is waiting for a buyer.
Waiting for a buyer.
Like this quantity now.
Yes.
How much is this quantity worth?
10,000 Ariari. But when someone hire her to fill it,
yeah,
it costs 3,000.
And how long will it take her to break this little bricks into that big one? Yes.
One per day.
So they would spend at least a day breaking these things.
Exactly.
To make that, so they can sell it for 10,000 Ariari.
Exactly.
$2 plus for a whole day's job. That is some intense labor.
Very intense. During a month, we can make like 100,000.
I tried breaking the rocks and I couldn't make it to the second rock.
Almost.
I just feel like I can injure myself, so I'm scared.
She told me it is a really difficult and risky job because if her fingers get smashed by the hammer, she wouldn't be able to treat herself in the hospital because her pay is too little.
Poor people mostly do the hard labor. Different kind of small tasks that could be paid them like $50 or $1, something like that.
I found this fisherman casting his nets against this brown-like water.
It doesn't look like a river, it looks like an erosion. So I was quite concerned like how much fish they can actually possibly get. Or first of all, is there even fish here? How much does he make with this kind of business here?
Mostly they're making like between 6,000 to 10,000 in a day. Life is hard. It's difficult because they are trying to make small business, but sometimes it doesn't work. Little small agriculture. He explaining to us right now that the climate change affects so much the livelihood of people.
Natural disasters like cyclones disturb this island, making it hard for farmers and fishermen like him to fend for his family.
A tropical cyclone that swept across the island of Madagascar this week killed at least 18 people and displaced thousands more, according to the country's disaster management office.
Is this a taxi? Hello! Yes! Man, this car is Jesus Christ!
There are several ways to move around, and for 1 cent, I can either ride this local bus. This is what they look like. But I found this vintage car commonly used as taxis. I was told by the driver it could be up to 80 years old.
Wow, I guess everything here needs a tutorial, eh? Wow. It looks nice. Like the dashboard looks messy, like there is no technology here, everything is manual. Interesting, like this car is like, it's very old.
Yeah. We are having the car, mainly the public transport as taxi, that we're using here in Antananarivo, which is very, very old. We're asking the owner and the driver that he's saying that this can be more than 80 years old now.
80 years old?
Yeah.
Oh my.
There is no brand new of this car anymore.
Yeah.
But we're just like over there.
Woo! That's nice. That is nice.
Like those, if they are well taken care, they can reach up to 30 million Ariari.
30 million Ariari.
Yes.
Oh wow. It has a sunroof. This is the sunroof. Nice. Can you ask them why do they choose this for public transportation?
One big reason for people to use this, first because the strength, it's very strong car, and the second is it's very economy. Like it doesn't consume a lot of fuel.
It cost me $1.05 for a trip of about 7 kilometers, which is ridiculously cheap.
Does this vehicle ever break down? Does it break down at all?
Sometimes it breaks down, but mostly it's very strong.
Yeah.
So he said normally if the market is good and if there is so much competition, they can make roughly between let's say 50 to 60,000 per day.
While in traffic, some rich watch seller tried to sell me a Rolex for $22.
From 100 to 40 to 25, I think it will get to a point where it's going to be free. Or
I did not need anyone to tell me they are fake wrist watches.
hey, my friend, what is this? What is this thing?
This is a popular street food here.
Cuba.
Okay, so today we are having here the famous Cuba.
So this is what it looks like, and it's actually very famous to Madagascar people. So everybody here eats it. It's like a culture. This is their food.
The main ingredient that we use is peanuts, rice flour, and sugar.
Sugar.
Yes. Can reach up to 1 meter the length. And to prepare this, it takes 20 minutes. And to cook it, to be ready to eat, it takes about 2 days. The whole one Cuba, it costs 150,000 Ariari.
It looks very scary when you look at it. Actually, it looks like cake inside, but then the outside looks like, I don't know.
Their hygiene is really poor, so I couldn't eat much, just to taste a little.
Good. Yeah.
Okay. Not bad actually. It tastes like peanut butter. A little bit of banana taste on there. Why do the Madagascar people like this?
Oh man, this is part of the culture. When you taste it, you really sense the spirit of the Malagasy. Okay, welcome to Madagascar, the Cuba. Oh man. He's explaining that he's been doing this for 15 years now. 15 years? Yeah. He's providing for his family based upon this business. In a day, he makes 15,000 Ariari.
While touring this country, I kept wondering, why is Madagascar this poor? Because it's a country with so many opportunities to create an immense amount of wealth. In 1998, the largest sapphire deposit in the entire world was discovered in Madagascar, not to mention the billions of dollars worth of gold, cobalt, titanium, and vanilla being exported. However, I learned all the profit leaves the island due to corruption. But it is not just natural resources. Madagascar has the potential to become home to the largest amount of biodiversity of any place on earth, with stunning wildlife, beaches, mountains, and rivers. It is not like this island is located in the middle of nowhere. In fact, it sits among one of the most important trade routes in the world. With all of these advantages, why isn't Madagascar fantastically rich?
Many people say that Madagascar is the poorest country, something like that. We're supposed not to remain in the poverty. The problem is for us, the people always think about the food, the stomach, you know? Yeah, that's a problem, the main problem. We complain about the food always. So the government can't do anything else except the food. So everything around surroundings, for example, the tourism, blocked. The road, the path, any path, blocked. Everything is because always thinking about food, how to eat. Yeah, that's main problem, you know? That's my point of view. We need to change the mindset.
Yeah.
Of course, there is a corruption.
To find out, I was told of an island called Nosebe, popular among rich locals and tourists, and I wanted to visit there to find out how well involved the locals are in the tourism business.
I'm going to another city called Nosebe, which I was advised not to drive there because it's 2 days of bad road. So now we must go book a flight.
The roads in Madagascar are death traps. I was warned by my guide to stay far away from traveling by road. But on the other hand, the local flights are very expensive.
The most expensive flight that I have ever paid for, a local flight, like going from one city to another, about 400 and something euros.
Many top tourist destinations like Stengi de Bomaha are almost inaccessible due to poor roads, broken bridges and unsafe ferry crossings.
It's hard for people to move from one place to another place because of the road condition, and it takes too much time.
The journey from the capital city to Morondava, where I was going to see the famous baobab trees, is about 600 kilometers, but it's going to take me 2 to 3 days due to the bad roads. I'm only here for 6 days and I don't think I'm going to go through such stress.
If you search for roads within Madagascar on YouTube, you're going to find this. This is the reality. Only 11% of Madagascar's roads are paved, making travel on roads slow and difficult.
So now I'm in a very tight spot. The flights are very expensive and the roads are very bad. So I'm asking myself, how are the local people able to travel from one city to another? I had no other option than to pay the overpriced plane ticket.
My flight was for 2 p.m. but departed by 8 p.m. at night after several delays. To worsen it, my bags did not arrive in Nosebe that night.
So we flew on the plane and they didn't put our bags on the plane. They don't even know when we're going to get the bags. Everybody that you see right here is here to ask questions like why. This is incredible. Yo, you guys are never going to see me here again. Never. After speaking to someone who lives here, like it happens all the time. They can cancel your flight without informing you. Air Madagascar is the only airline that operates here. They don't have a competition, so they kind of like act in any way they like. They're not even sure the bag is going to come tomorrow. So, and my flight out of this island is in 3 days' time. So there's a very huge possibility that I might not be able to fly with my bag out of the country. I have never seen something like this before, never. Tourism should be able to make this country rich, just like their neighboring island of Seychelles and Mauritius. Generally, I feel the government is making minimal investment in promoting the country as a tourist destination.
I arrived at my 4-star resort in Nosebe owned by an Asian hotel chain, and I later realized the locals aren't involved so much in tourism. The resort tries as much as possible to keep my money spent within the resort. They're going to organize my transportation, my excursion, and they had an all-inclusive system, which means you don't need to leave the resort to have breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And I was told this is a way to ensure tourists don't see the harsh reality of the locals outside of the resort.
So this is where I'm staying, nice resort, and if I turn the camera this way, you'd find local people here. Most resorts here on there, and then just beside you're going to have like the local people trying to sell you things like this right here. Actually very beautiful art, but most of the times the hotel would never let you see these things. Sorry to say, but they don't want you to see the poverty. They just want to sell you the luxury side, the hotel, the resort, right? I want you guys to look up this mountain. Now the super rich people, they live up the mountain. You can see the drone shot. Wealthy people love to exclude themselves and just stay up the mountain. Now this architecture looks very sophisticated,
but trust me to go outside to meet the local people.
So I told the guy taking me around, he should take me to like a typical place where the local people here live in Nosebe, considered a rich island, right? So now I'm with a group of family. I'm just going to speak to them and ask them how life here is like for them and the reality of living here. Salama.
So she's saying like life is really tough and really hard because little community is making their living from the stone.
Oh, that's where they make their living?
Yeah, mostly.
So most of these people, they don't work in resorts. They break stones into gravels that would be used for the construction of these resorts that we see.
They're saying about the tourism. Sometimes it's bring benefits, and they're saying sometimes they're coming here to make a visit to see the lifestyle and the locals. Tourists give some gifts and tips.
With that kind of job, how much do they make every month?
They can make like 100,000 RER, but if it doesn't work for 1 month or 2 months, there is nothing.
And how many kids does he have, or how many wives does he have?
He's the father of the home, and the mother. They have like 5 children, like 8 grandkids.
What are they about to prepare? What are they making to eat here?
So there is rice and fish. As you can see, you can feel the situation of this family. It's quite a little bit sad. They're making so hard to live for the day.
So ask him, is this their room? Is this where they stay?
Yeah. This is his room.
So how many people sleep in here? 6 people sleep in here.
Kids on the ground and the parents on the bed.
It's actually crazy, man, to see like the living situation of the local people here. Just one room, sleeping how many people? 10?
One room is like six minimum.
6 people, and he doesn't even benefit directly from tourism. I mean, just tips and stuff. Okay, bye everyone.
Un peu d'acqua.
Oh.
She puts the stuff on her face in order to protect her face from the sun, and this is like a local sunscreen for the women here in the village.
Local sunscreen here in Madagascar.
Tourism should be able to make this country rich, just like the neighboring island of Seychelles and Mauritius.
In Madagascar, we have many snakes. We have 95 species of snakes on the stem there. It is chameleon from east coast of Madagascar. The main color is green, orange a little bit, but they can change the color depend their emotion. If you look this chameleon, it is very amazing chameleon. If you touch them, for example, they change directly color. And you see the eyes of them is very special. One eye forth, one eye back. You know, for us Malagasy, we think this animal has kind of spirit, can destroy us in our life. That's why one eye forth, one eye back. It means they can know your future and your past with a spirit also.
Right here is the lemurs. They can be only found here in Madagascar. So if you probably see lemurs anywhere else in the world, they were taken from Madagascar, like in the popular movie. I like to move it, move it. I like to move it, move it. I like to move it.
This is my first encounter with lemurs. They are really cute. They have many species and are all colorful and unique in their own ways. Lemurs rely heavily on scent to communicate, more so than other primates, marking their territories and even identifying individuals by smell. Lemurs play a key role in Madagascar forests by dispersing seeds, which helps trees and plants regenerate. Without them, the entire ecosystem would suffer.
I wanted to even explore other places in the south, in the north, in the east, but I really couldn't because of the infrastructure. If I'm going to be very honest, it has been really hard for me in this country. And I want to guess this is going to be the same for the other tourists that want to visit this island to explore.
Something else I learned that might be keeping this country poor is political instability. Since gaining independence from France in 1960, Madagascar has experienced at least 4 coups and several disputed elections, resulting in international sanctions and a decline in foreign investment, worsening poverty on the island country.
Poverty, like they say, is not a disability but a current situation that can be fixed with good governance and determination.
Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode.